The drama begins with Sa, who is applying for a job in a hotel, and the manager is surprised that she does not have a university degree, but she admires her beautiful smile, so she decides to accept her in the job, the thing that makes her overwhelmed by happiness. Elsewhere, we see our protagonist, Won, on his first day of work in a company, and when his manager sees him, he denounces the fact that he is wearing a very expensive watch that even the manager of the company does not own, and he laughs sarcastically, claiming that it is a mere copy. Then Won meets another employee named Song, but they were exposed to a problem in their work, and the printing machine was damaged. The manager blames them and fires Song. Won, who loves Song, tells everyone that he has no fault in what happened, so he was fired too. And then the assistant manager of the company comes, and Won apologizes to him that he was fired from the first day of work, and everyone is surprised that Won is the son of the owner of the company. Won looks at Song and tells him that he will not leave him and will find another job with him wherever he goes. The Won's father scolds him because he has been expelled from the company since the first day, so his sister, Ron, tells him that it is better for him to travel to America to study there and leave all the work to her. So Won leaves the house angry and goes to spend the night in his father's hotel. The next day is Sa's first day of work in the hotel, and unfortunately it is not this wonderful, because she is being bullied by her colleagues because she does not have a university degree. And her colleague tells her that she does not have to show her beautiful smile because it is only for the reception staff, and not for the cleaning lady. But what makes Sa's manager angry at her, that Ron, the hotel manager, meets Sa and likes her beautiful smile, so she hires her as a receptionist at the hotel. Then, Sa is being harassed by a person, and he gives her money to sleep with her. Sa goes to the bathroom angry, and there, her colleague, who has a grudge against her because of her appointment as the receptionist, tells her that the person who did this with her wears a shirt with a lion painting on it. Without thinking, Sa, who did not see the face of the person, goes out to scold the man, who was no one but Won. Thinking that it was him, Sa throws the money at him, cursing him, and leaving him shocked at what she did. Years pass, in which Won obtains a master's degree in America, and decides to return to Korea again to take over the management of his father's hotel. As for Sa, during these years she has been promoted in her work until she got the position of chief of staff. Won returns to the hotel with Song, who becomes his only friend, and he meets Sa. Because of her distinctive smile, Won still remembers her, and when Sa sees him, she scolds him again, and tells him that she did what she did because of his harsh words that he said to her, and she leaves again, thinking that he is in. And when Won, the new manager, meets the restaurant staff, everyone is surprised, especially Sa. But Won, when he sees the fake smiles of the people sitting in front of him, he feels upset and disgusted. Then he remembers the only honest smile that he saw here, which was Sa's one. Sa goes as the chief of staff to offer him flowers to greet him, but she hides her face from him, but he approaches her and whispers in her ear that she must get used to his presence here because he will deal with her a lot. Then, he calls her to his office, and Sa tells him everything that happened a few years ago, so Won tells her that not everyone who wears a shirt with a lion on it will be the person who harassed her, and that he did not know who she was in the first place, so Sa apologizes to him. She smiled courteously, which makes Won angry, and he asks her not to show this fake smile again. Won tells everyone that he intends to end the fake smiles in this hotel. Then a famous actress comes and asks for a room, but she is violating the rules. So Sa smiles at her and tells her that she cannot book the room for her and she has to go, but the actress insults Sa. Won appears, and he expels the actress, then he reprimands Sa that she only speaks harshly with him, not the people who really deserve it. Then he asks Sa to accompany him as an interviewer for a TV show. When Sa objects, Won tells her that there is no room for refusal, and that she must agree. At the airport, Sa arrives and meets Won, who gets mesmerized by her beauty. When they reach the place of the interview, Sa shows her fleeting smile, and asks Won the first question, telling him that it is said that he looks a lot like his mother. Here, he gets nervous and leaves the place, then comes back shortly after and grabs the questions paper and tells her that most of the questions are about his mother. He throws it away, and tells her to ask him about himself, and because she is tactful in talking, Sa can finish the interview. But, she scolds Won in the evening because he exposes her to these embarrassing situations. On their next day on the trip, they are asked to take a picture together, but Won can never smile, which makes Sa mock him. On their way back, the boat they were on breaks down, so the driver tells them to spend the night anywhere here, and he will come back to them in the morning. Won and Saw walk until they reach the hotel that the man told them about, and then they start drinking, and they insult each other, and in the morning the man comes, and they discovers that he is the son of the owner of the hotel, who asks Won for a large amount of money. So he tells her that he only has a credit card, but Saw realizes that the boat was not broken and it's a plan by the man to calm them, so Saw reduces the money to the half and pays herself, making Won very impressed with her behavior. When Won returns home, his father yells at him because he left the interview, so Won asks him to tell him about his mother, but he refuses, and here Ron tells him that he is scum and will remain. On the other hand, Saw is with her boyfriend, who takes her out, but he starts dancing with the girls, forgetting her presence, which makes her very angry, so she leaves the place. While Won keeps thinking about Saw 24/7, he discovers that he likes her. Song tells Won to go to confess to her, but then he watches her boyfriend, who came to reconcile with her. Won gets very nervous and returns to his office broken. But Saw refuses to reconcile with her ex, and she breaks up with him permanently. When her grandmother learns this, she scolds her and tells her that she wants to get married before she dies. Saw is promoted in her work again to the most prestigious place in the hotel, but she notices Won's cold dealing with her besides her colleagues' bullying because she quickly was promoted while they had suffered to reach this position. Won begins to watch Saw always, and when he feels that she is not feeling well, he holds a business dinner with the employees, and when he notices that she does not like the food, he orders another food, so Saw tells him that his excessive interest in her stresses her, and that he is rich and cold-hearted and does not understand others because everything is not money. On her birthday, her ex tries to return to her, but she refuses and cries. Won appears from behind her, takes her in his car, and brings her clothes similar to his, and they sit in a restaurant, and he brings her a gift for her birthday. In front of her house, the ex sees her and shouts at her that she broke up with him for that rich man, but Won defends her and warns him not to approach her again. In response to what he did, Saw meets Won and gives him a gift before she leaves because he is busy. But he tells her that he is not, so Saw takes him to a popular restaurant, and Won is happy, and Saw sees his smile for the first time. After that, Saw's colleagues give her a dangerous task, and when she goes to carry it out, she falls from the mountainside. Fortunately for her, Won is in a call with her, so he listens to what happened. Without hesitation, Won rushes to save her, and Saw cries because she was afraid, and then he calls for a rescue team for them. After that he takes her to her grandma's. And when the grandmother sees Won's concern for Saw, she asks him to help her in the kitchen. After that, they sit down to eat the food that Won likes a lot. In the evening, Won asks Saw to go out with him on a date, so her beautiful smile appears and she agrees. Then Ron asks Saw to assign the task of rescuing her to the hotel team, and when Saw tells her that Won is the one who did it, but Ron threatens her with expulsion, but Saw at the conference tells everyone that Won came to save her, so Won smiles while Ron almost explodes with anger. The conflict intensifies between Ron and Won, who begins to gain his father's approval because of, so Ron tells him that he will remain a failure, but he tells her that he only wants to protect the employees from her, he wants to take over the management for nothing else. Then Won invites Saw to dinner, cooks for her himself, and confesses his love to her. Then he decides to visit her grandmother, but she almost falls before Won catches her and takes her to the hospital and returns with her and Saw to her home, and there, he tells Saw that she did not respond to his confession, so she tells him shyly that she loves him too. The next day, the grandmother takes Won to the bank and opens an account for him and puts the first amount in it and tells him to work hard so that he can save money to buy a house, so Won feels happy that the grandmother has accepted him without knowing that he is a millionaire. Then Saw, Won, Song, and Saw's friends go out on a trip, and they are very happy. Won tells Saw that he will always be with her and will never abandon her, and tells her that his mother abandoned him when he was young, so he does not know who she is, so he is afraid of losing her a lot. After that, a party is organized for the anniversary of the opening of the hotel, and Won is busy working a lot, and a period passes without meeting Saw, and when he surprises her and meets her one day in front of the hotel, they find some employees. So Saw takes him quickly to one of the buses, and they discover that it is the hotel bus, so Saw smiles nervously and tells them that she was informing the manager that there is a bus especially for the hotel staff, and they leave nervously but they were laughing. At the ceremony, Ron had invited one of the representatives to give a speech, but one had delivered his speech after his father. Then he invited the oldest employees in the hotel, and gave them gifts, and made them deliver speeches and told everyone that these people are the pillar of the hotel's success, so the deputy gets angry and leaves while Won's father is very proud of him. Ron invites the deputy to the hotel to reconcile him, but he takes out all his anger on Sa, so Ron tells him that she will expel her, but one breaks into the room and tells them that no employee will be fired, so the deputy leaves. And then one tells her that he told her that he will protect his employees. Ron meets Song and tells him to work for her as a spy on his friend One, and Song asks her what she'll give him in return. At this time, Sa meets the oldest employee in the hotel and asks her about One's mother, and that she was an employee in the hotel as well. Then Sa meets One and gives him the picture of his mother, which he sees for the first time, and asks him to search for her, so One cries happily. When he goes to the employee to ask her about his mother, she tells him what makes him sad, so he calls Sa, in order to relieve him. But unfortunately, they are photographed together, and Ron pays the photographer to publish the news, which shocks everyone. One meets Sa, hugs her, and tells her that he will fix the whole situation. Here, Song appears and tells him that all this was planned by Ron and that she asked him to be a spy on him, but he refused. Then One decides to announce his relationship with Sa in front of everyone without shame, and the employees who love her are happy for her. Then One's father discovers that Ron is the one who planned this and yells at her and expels her from the hotel completely. Despite that, he tells Sa that she is not suitable for his son and he transfers her to another branch of the hotel, for those expelled from the main hotel. Here, One's mother finally appears and tells her husband that she will not allow her son's life to be destroyed, as happened with her when his father expelled her from his life forever, and that he did not hold on to her, even for a moment, but she would not leave her son to that evil again. Finally, One meets his mother, and One cries, and his mother apologizes and tells him all the truth, and One tells her that he already knows everything. In order for Sa to be able to stay with One, she decides to give up her work in the hotel, and looks for a small house to convert into a hotel. Her grandmother gives her the money to start the project, and then One blesses her for her new job. The series ends with One, after taking over the position of the CEO of the hotel, and decides to appoint Song as manager of one of the departments. Then he decides to go to Sa's hotel, and asks that she appoint him as her assistant, then he proposes to her. This is all for today's drama. If you like it, don't forget to hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel.